Two balls and a strike to count on Taylor. Reyes fires, swinging a drive, deep left field. This is way back. Welcome up. Rich Taylor.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into DodgerHeads, presented by DodgerBlue.com. My name is Jeff Spiegel, and today, just me, because we got some breaking news. John Heyman reporting that manager Dave Roberts and the Los Angeles Dodgers have agreed to a 3-year contract extension that will keep him with the Dodgers through the 2025 season. Of course, his contract was still good through 2022. We're just tacking 3 years on to the end of that. So the reality here is this isn't a major surprise. I would say anybody that's been following along, Dave Roberts, Andrew Friedman have kind of said all along, this is going to get done. Dave Roberts will get some sort of an extension. There were just some other priorities, namely Freddie Freeman and such, to get done first. So no real surprise, I would say. Obviously, 3 years is good news for Dave Roberts. It's not a 1-year extension or a 2-year extension. He's now with the Dodgers for 4 more seasons, including the upcoming one. But where this one gets interesting is, I know amongst Dodger fans and in the comments section of a video like this, there's going to be some, let's say, disagreement about Dave Roberts. He's a controversial figure in Dodger circles. Some will point to the success that he has had, winning a World Series, and saying, we've got to keep this guy around. Others will point to mistakes he has made in the playoffs, decisions he has made to keep a guy in for too long, to leave a guy, to pull a guy too early, whatever it might be. But here's my take on Dave Roberts. Dave Roberts is absolutely the right man for the Dodgers job. Is he perfect? Of course he's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. There is not a manager in the league that is perfect. But Dave Roberts is the quintessential. He's exactly what you want if you are the Dodgers. Here's what I mean. First of all, he's got success. He is 5th all-time in Major League Baseball among managers in win percentage. Think about that for a second. He is 5th all-time in win percentage. He wins over 62% of his regular season games as a manager. For his career, he is averaging a 101 win rate. Obviously, he had the 60-game season in there, but on average, his win percentage would equate to a 101 win season. Think about that. Think about just averaging 100 wins. It's impressive. He has been manager for 6 years. The Dodgers made the World Series in 3 of those. They, of course, won one title. They have won the division title 5 times. The 6th year, the 1 year they didn't win the division was this past year. They were the second best team in baseball. They just happened to be 1 game behind the Giants. So I think you look at all that and you say, Dave Roberts is the right guy for this job. Now you could go a step further. Think about who they've had in the past. Dave Roberts, how does he compare to Don Mattingly? How does he compare to the Jim Tracys and the Joe Torres of the world? Dave Roberts is significantly better than all of the other options. I even think back to last year. The Braves knocked the Dodgers out. I thought Roberts was a far better manager than the Braves manager Snitker, who ended up going on to win the World Series. And so you don't have to be perfect. I think the fact that Roberts and Andrew Friedman are aligned on their decision-making, philosophically they're aligned, I think that makes total sense. One thing is clear. Dave Roberts has control of the clubhouse. He has the respect of the people in the clubhouse. When he says something, people understand that he's saying it with authority, and yet at the same time, he knows how to put his arm around a guy and encourage them and get them headed in the right direction. I think that is invaluable. You know, the example that I've pointed to in the past, and I'll do so again, is look at the Padres last year. If you think that it's just talent, that's all that you need to win baseball games, look at the Padres. The Padres had one of the most talented rosters in all of baseball, and they weren't very good. And the reason is because the manager, I would say, didn't get them headed in the right direction. He didn't get cohesiveness. He didn't build a culture that needed to be built. And so, yes, they had talent. They had unbelievable players, but they just couldn't put it together. I think the difference between the Padres and the Dodgers last season was Dave Roberts. Now, you could say veteran leadership, guys like Justin Turner, Clayton Kershaw, Mookie Betts. Of course, I think those all play into it. But I think Dave Roberts steadies the ship, keeps things headed in the right direction. And again, is he perfect? No. Is he going to leave Clayton Kershaw in too long? Is he going to make a decision to put Julio Urias in relief when maybe he shouldn't? How much of that is his decision versus Andrew Friedman's decision? All of that is up for debate. But what I'm saying is you look around the landscape of the league. If you are saying, oh, I hate Dave Roberts, I want him gone, tell me in the comments below, who are you replacing him with? What manager out there has a better track record than Dave Roberts and would come in and give the Dodgers a better chance to win the World Series in 2022, 23, 24, and 25? My answer is nobody. Dave Roberts, 3-year extension. Good news for the Dodgers. As always, let us know what you think in the comments below. Are you a fan of this move, or do you wish the Dodgers had gone another direction? Check out DodgerBlue.com for all the latest. Once we get official contract details, those will be up on DodgerBlue.com. Subscribe, ring the notification bell here on YouTube. And please, this is news that we've broken in the past week. We now have a podcast. So whether it's on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, please subscribe. Give us a rating. Give us a review. We'd greatly appreciate it. Exciting interview coming up next week with Pedro Mora, formerly of The Athletic and the LA Times, now with Fox Sports. He has a book out about the 2020 World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers. Get to chat a little bit with him about Freddie Freeman, the starting rotation, Trevor Bauer, all that kind of stuff. So check that out as well. Again, my name is Jeff Spiegel. This has been Dodger Heads, presented by DodgerBlue.com. We appreciate you joining us. We'll see you next time.